Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here, because today we're looking at a piece of tech that's been making some serious waves in a fitness community. We're talking about the Beats Powerbeats Pro 2. We're going to do a deep dive, stripping away all that marketing jargon to compare the brand's lofty promises directly against the harsh reality of real-world data and actual user experiences. Okay, let's dive into this. We've all been there, right? You're totally in the zone, mid-rep, the music is pumping, and then suddenly, pop. Your earbud hits the gym floor. It's just universally frustrating. Well, Beats claims to have permanently solved this pain point, but they're asking for a premium $249 price tag to do it. So, are they actually worth it? Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with the workout earbud problem, look at what's under the hood, discuss the Apple ecosystem advantage, check out some real customer reviews, and finally, give you the final verdict. All right, Section 1. The workout earbud problem, solving the mid-sprint slip. If you're a fitness enthusiast, you already know that a secure fit isn't just some nice-to-have feature, it is literally the holy grail. I mean, nothing ruins a personal record attempt or breaks your concentration faster than gear failure. Standard earbuds basically just rely on friction inside your ear canal, which completely falls apart the second you start sweating or really moving. Beats knew this was the absolute ultimate problem they had to solve.
Moving on to Section 2. What's under the hood? The hype and the hardware.
Now, what's really interesting here is the material engineering. They didn't just go with standard plastic. Those ear hooks are actually reinforced with a nickel-titanium alloy, giving them phenomenal flexibility and grip. Add to that active noise canceling, a built-in heart rate monitor, an IPX4 sweat and water resistance rating, and a design that's actually 20% lighter than the original generation. It is packed.
But the number that absolutely jumps off the spec sheet is 45. That is a massive 45 hours of total battery life when you use the redesigned charging case. And by the way, that case is 33% smaller than the original cinder block-sized one from the first generation. Plus, you're getting 10 hours of continuous bud playback, making these absolute marathon runners when it comes to battery life.
And to make sure all of this actually works in practice, Beats claims they spent over 1,500 hours testing these on actual athletes. The goal? To guarantee a secure, comfortable fit for literally any ear shape and intensity level. Now keep that specific promise in mind, because we are absolutely going to test that claim against the data a bit later on.
Section 3. The Apple ecosystem advantage, powered by the H2 chip.
Looking at this lineup, you can really see where your money is actually going. And this brilliantly illustrates how the $249 Powerbeats Pro 2 stack up against the older Studio Buds Plus at $169, or the standard Studio Buds at $89. You see a massive jump in battery life, up to 45 hours, but much more importantly, you see the major shift from a proprietary Beats chip to the super powerful Apple H2 chip.
That H2 chip is basically the brain that unlocks a truly seamless premium experience, especially if you're already in the Apple ecosystem. We're talking one-touch Apple pairing right out of the box, automatic device switching between your iPhone and Mac, personalized spatial audio with dynamic head tracking, and of course, hands-free Siri integration. Honestly, for a lot of users, this totally frictionless software experience completely justifies the hardware cost. Which brings us to Section 4, Real Customer Reviews. The reality check.
Looking impartially at the overall sentiment from thousands of ratings, the product averages a really solid 4.2 stars. 69% of users give it a perfect 5 stars, so they clearly love it. But there's a very vocal 10% who rated it just 1 star. That tells us that when these earbuds fail a user, they fail hard.
Let's move to the specific feedback and see how this builds out the picture. Sifting through the data reveals some very clear trends. Highly praised across the board is the ultimate fit and security. But highly debated? That would be the sound quality and long-term comfort.
Let's talk about that fit. If you want proof that Beats absolutely nailed their primary objective, just listen to this user quote. "I almost gave myself whiplash trying to shake them out of my ear with no success." I mean, that is pretty definitive. For high-impact activities like running, jump roping, or heavy weightlifting, those nickel titanium ear hooks perform flawlessly. They simply do not fall out.
However, that unshakable grip definitely comes with a physical cost. Contrast that last quote immediately with this one. The ear hooks keep them put, but the hooks fatigue the ear really quickly. Many users are reporting that the clamping force required to keep them so secure actually presses against the back of the ear, causing noticeable soreness during extended wear. So it seems those 1,500 hours of athlete testing didn't quite solve comfort for everyone.
Then we have the great sound quality debate. Out of 745 specific mentions of sound quality, 464 were positive, which is great, but a significant 281 were negative. Hundreds of users, especially those expecting premium audiophile-level sound for $250, were pretty disappointed, citing a lack of bass, flat mids, and a generally tinny sound profile compared to other earbuds.
But you know, the narrative around the sound is actually super fascinating. While many found the audio locking right out of the box, we found an interesting anecdote from a reviewer named Live Simple, Live Well. They originally gave the earbuds a 1-star rating for terrible sound, but actually came back later to update it to 5 stars. They noted that Apple seemed to have completely fixed the poor sound issues via a quiet, automatic software update. So early bugs might have really skewed those initial impressions.
Moving beyond fit and sound, we found a very specific, totally relatable frustration regarding the unboxing experience. One reviewer asked, "How do you not include a USB-C cable for people who don't have a wireless charger?" And frankly, it's a completely valid point. For a premium product at this price point, omitting a basic charging cable caught a lot of buyers completely off guard.
And what about that built-in heart rate monitor? It's highly innovative, sure, pulsing over 100 times per second to measure your heart rate in real time. But neutrally assessing the reviews, many serious athletes found it a bit redundant. Look, if you already own an Apple Watch or a Garmin, you likely already have a dedicated, highly accurate tracking system right on your wrist, making this feature kind of more of a gimmick than a necessity for some.
Synthesizing all this comfort and use case data gives us some highly actionable advice. These earbuds are absolutely best for people with smaller ears who engage in high-intensity, erratic movement. On the flip side, they are undeniably the worst for people who wear glasses because those physical ear hooks directly interfere with the frames, and for anyone wanting to wear them for casual, multi-hour listening sessions at their desk simply due to that clamping fatigue.
Section 5. The final verdict. Making the $249 decision.
So the crucial point is understanding these exact trade-offs side by side. On the Pro side, you are getting an unshakable, workout-proof fit, absolutely seamless Apple H2 chip integration, and a massive 45-hour battery life. But on the con side, you have to accept potential clamping fatigue on your ears, a polarizing sound quality that might not satisfy true audiophiles, and the slight annoyance of a missing charging cable in the box.
We've looked at the brand's lofty promises and grounded them in the harsh reality of the data. Now, the final thought rests with you. Are the Ultimate Secure Fit earbuds really worth the $249 price tag for your specific workouts? You'll have to weigh that unparalleled security against the comfort quirks for your own lifestyle. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I will catch you next time.